in the life of being famous. I just wanna be stable, tell my family we made it. I was coming for my spot, a young had to be patient. Now I'm running up, these bands can hit the island for vacation. I've been know my haters, you could say I'm constipated. 5 racks on his fit, just to stunt while I'm in Vegas. On my body, shout out to my Caleb Young. Got the cake up, now these wanna date us. I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch they at my nose. Long nights
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Josh Lambo now ready to put this one in the air. And off we go from Jacksonville. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. This is Isaiah Crowell. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. A 1st down carry now for Crowell. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. On 1st down, it's Watson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. DJ Reader. Never giving up. He's able to keep working and get him for a loss of 12. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I always love the opening game of the season, and for the players, always nice to get those firsts out of the way, isn't it? How about here? The first sack of the season. Not just in the first game, but in the opening drive. That's the way to get things kicked off.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Back to throw here. Looking deep downfield. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
And now out comes Houston. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security.
Under pressure, they got him again. Yannick Ngakoue in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Faking the give. Now Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Jaguars getting set to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. And if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Aaron Colvin there to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
And they'll go on the ground. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch you now, Barney. Over.
And they'll go ground game here to the tailback. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Gun!
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on first down. Caught. Safarian-Jenkins, right side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Watch you now, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47.
Set. Blue 90.
They're going to look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 47 yards. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. You said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. To throw on 2nd is Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? A shotgun snap for Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
3-19.
He'll look to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. J.J. Watt in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Detroit! Detroit!
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Ooh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, here's Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Come back, come back!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to air one out. He's got a man complete. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there just before halftime. 65 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Watson looking to throw on 2nd down. Now he'll escape to his left. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The Texans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Watson. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is indeed good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll go with the keeper, and he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Now this time he'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Jadeveon Clowney in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this will be caught at the 30. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Watson, off play action. Throw left side complete. That's Griffin. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Hey, back 22.
They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson going up top. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And he spins through. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Jones. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Down. Green, the line. Green, the line.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Now he's flushed out left. Caught left side, Hopkins. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Off of play action, it's Watson. Able to get away.
That's why he keeps the legs churning.
Good gains there back-to-back for Houston in the passing game, and another 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Hey, green, the line. Green.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Griffin. And he's taken down inside the 30. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling.
Nice job. Nice patience right there. Put him on the right side. Let him work his way across. Put the ball in his hands and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Back 22.
Now Watson to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Telvin Smith in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Faking the give. Now Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he finds his man Griffin. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with his 1st career touchdown in his 1st career game. And the Texans can take the lead with an extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Spins past him. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move them.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Hey. 4 down. Over.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Kayvon Webster on the defensive side able to get a hand in.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey. You got 3. 3 down.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they are silly. That leads to a play action sack. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a 1-score game in the 4th. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. He's back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
They run it with James. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe. Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it? Yep. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. James. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly. Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Corral. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Watson. This will be caught at about the 6. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one is right through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice. Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it? Yeah, they would have. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he's taken it all the way back for a return. They're still alive here in the final stages. So you're saying there's a chance. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up. Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it. And on the other side, you get that hands team ready. No doubt about it. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over. They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Here's James. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On the ground, it's James. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there? I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL.
Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
We got three, fellas, we got three.
And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Houston, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the week one victory here by a field goal.